This is not self-help. This is healing. Body, nervous system, wholeness. Energy medicine, Ayurveda-inspired living, herbal wisdom. Learn, heal, and be together. Wholeness isn't fixing, it's integrating. Evolve Global 22's Healing Light Studio. Understanding begins here. Healing happens here. Wholeness lives within you. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Evolve Global 22's Healing Light Studio and our Healing Circle. I am going to do something a little bit different tonight because tonight is not going to, I'm not going to do what I planned. I did not plan this segment, and because I want to come on and talk to you about something that I think is important. And honestly, I had a really rough week this week. And so I decided that I'm going to come on to talk about how I had a rough week this week and how I kept moving. So again, hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. Again, this was not planned. I had a rough week. Nothing catastrophic, just really, really, really heavy and a lot of stuff going on. And I almost didn't come on tonight. That's actually the part that I want to talk about. There's so much noise right now. And maybe, perhaps there's always noise, but the noise this week was just overwhelming, to be quite honest. Everything's expensive, things happen, everything feels urgent. And when you're trying to build something or rebuild something, that makes the pressure, make the noise get even louder. So, you can be strong and still have a rough week. You can teach healing and still feel stretched. And that doesn't make you fake, it makes you human. And I had to remind myself of this week. What were some of the solutions or things that I did to get through this week? First, I didn't make things bigger than they were. They were already big enough. I didn't catastrophize them. I didn't turn a rough week into a ruined future, like everything's done. Oh my God. I said, this is a hard week, not a hard life. And that line really kind of hit me. I didn't add a story, I just named the moment. That is become the be and become body right there, regulation before the narrative. We've been talking a lot about the body in our acronym BECOME. The second thing I think that stuck out to me was I shrunk the time frame. When things feel heavy, the mind jumps to, how am I going to do this forever? And I thought that this week, but I shrunk it down. I made it smaller. I just asked, what do I need to do today? Not next year, not in the next 5 months, not even in the next week, just today. In some days, that answer is small enough just to allow ourselves to continue to show up, to rest. And it also models maturity, right? It's like we're not just going off and everything collapses forever. We take it one day at a time, so to speak. And the third thing that kind of solution that stuck out to me was I stayed in motion imperfectly. And I didn't wait to feel inspired. I stayed in motion, not big motion, not dramatic motion, but just steady motion. I just kept I kept moving and I kept doing what I needed to do. I showed up for the healing circle. I showed up for the live shopping, even when I didn't feel 100%. Perfection is loud. Steadiness is quiet. That's a powerful contrast line. It's very important for us to recognize that contrast and think about it. Again, perfection is loud. Steadiness is quiet. And then the fourth thing I think that stood out to me that was a solution for me is I just let it be human. I didn't try to out heal this week. I didn't try to mindset my way out of it. I let it be a rough week and I didn't shame myself for it. So what that reminds us of is you don't need to be fixed because you're tired. Now, let's talk about, all of this and what we've been trying to do here together in our healing circle. All of this realization that I had in my rough week and why I'm coming on and talking about this tonight is that's why I'm building what I'm building. Evolve Global 22's healing circle isn't about hype and empty promises. It's about steadiness when the week is rough. And even the Just Debbie live shopping, that's me being honest about real life. Healing doesn't float above bills. It lives inside real life. And if we're going to spend money anyway, I'd rather it circulate through something human. And that's really what that is all about. Now, if you had a rough week this week, don't make it your identity. That's my biggest message to each and every one of you. Don't make it your identity. If you felt stretched financially, don't turn it into shame. If you're rebuilding at this stage of your life, that's courage. Hard weeks do not cancel strong people. So, how did I get through this week? I didn't spiral. I didn't quit. I didn't perform strength. I just stayed steady. And sometimes, my friends, that's enough. And that's my message tonight. In a world that's loud and expensive, let's choose steady. Let's just choose steady. Thank you all for sitting with me tonight. I hope this video reaches whoever needs to hear it. And I will see you Monday night in our circle. And we'll get right back on track with a new beginning, a new month, a new beginning. And we'll talk about that on Monday. Peace, love, and light to every one of you. I love you all. Take care. Stay safe. Blessings to all of you. And have a great weekend.